There's something going on in this country that's bothering me. It's really bothering me. See, we have grown ups, you have the boomers calling the Gen Zs and the millennials that they are shallow minded, they don't learn, they don't have they don't have integrity, they are bad boys and girls. But if we really take a deep dive to look into the matter, it's rather the boomers. It's rather the boomers that are really lacking behind. In the sense that, let's take this. If you look at Ghana from 2010 till now, there's been so much deceit in the system. And if you take a careful look, it's the digital media that is promoting all this deceit. They call themselves fact checkers, then thing. They are checking facts, then thing. They are checking nothing. See, do you remember all this bring two people companies that came? Remember there was a guy that came that he worked for NASA, a Ghanaian, and he went to this media houses and talk about the legacy media, the mass media. He has been going to radio stations, TV stations, granting interviews. It was later on found by this same new generation, the Gen Zs and the millennials, that it was photoshopped. You see, the reason I'm saying the Gen Zs and millennials is that they are the new media. They hop on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, then YouTube, then other social media platform. They are the kings and queens of social media. So they are the one that does the checking. So they did all this checking, and they found out the guy was actually lying. He actually deceived Ghanaians. He was not working there. He did photoshopping. Just imagine. But we have radio stations, like prominent radio stations, TV stations, granting interviews to this guy. Not long ago, we had Dr. UN who came out giving fake awards. Do you know the people that he gave the awards to? Lecturers, politicians, judges, lawyers, these old musicians. Hey, radio and TV presenters. These are the people that he was giving it to. The old guys, not the no young guy was there. The only young guy was Sakore also. That's what this boy came. Meanwhile, it was actually deceit. It was checked and proved by the millennials and the Gen Zs, the social media kings and queens. They are the people that proved him wrong, like that checked the facts to find out that the guy was actually lying. It was deceitful. Do you remember this same year, do you remember the recent happenings? A four Santor or whatever they call her, that Sengaton guy, that Sengaton lady, that I don't know, because she's married to an old man, she feels like she can deceive Ghanaians like the olden days or whatever. A young girl that came up, you get married to a young man to have a beautiful family and life. You said no, you are going after money. You went to marry a chief, old man. That Sengaton lady say after the Sengaton, she went on after the Sengaton, she paid for a fast tracked determination of her result, fast track review of her Sengaton, and they actually They send the money back to her, telling her that they have already started. So there's no way they can fast track it. She should have sent it earlier. Let's put that aside, safe. For a few weeks later, few months later, they sent her the result, her result, disqualifying her attempt. This lady knew all this. She knew all this. But you know what happened? This lady went on taking endorsement deals from government institutions to government institutions, even to other private companies. Even being an ambassador to something in Ghana here. This is what they do. This is what they do. Because she's married to an old man, she thinks like an old lady. You are actually a young girl. You should get married to a young man. You will think well. But this is what happens. If was I'm talking to you. That thing that you did. But do you know what happened? A young guy hopped on Twitter. A young guy jumped on Twitter. Then asked Guinness Book of Records that how long is it going to take you people to reveal the result of the Sengathon? And you know what happened? They said they've sent it a long time ago. When they questioned the lady, when the news broke up and they questioned the lady, she lied that her login, she lost her login, so she couldn't log in for a while. Couldn't log in for a while, and you cannot contact Guinness Book of Records to. What do you mean by that? Even iPhones that this are more secretive. When you lose your password, there is a way to get it back. There's a way to get your logins. How? How do you say you miss your logins? As popular as this thing is, she just deceived everybody. And this mass media, this radio and TV stations, they owe Ghanaians a lot. And they have fake legacies. People, I'm wondering the deceit they have told to Ghanaians. The deceit they told Ghanaians. Back in the days that there was no social media, there was nothing for anybody to verify. They were the only source of information. They deceived Ghanaians. Then recently, last week and this week, we had this chef, what they call her, Chef Smith, that guy that cooked at, that guy that Nanaboro organized musicians, the other people to go at Ahmadiyya Mall, Ahmadiyya Shopping Mall, at Community 17 Junction there, by Collins Daura Road. This guy, hey, oh no, Charlie, Ghana, how? This is fraud. This guy is a fraudster. This is real fraud. So you could, hey, how can you do this? Now he has landed himself in police station. Let me tell you the story. After the cookathon, for a while now, we've not heard of anything about him. And then he went last week. He announced that the result has come, and he's now the new holder of the Guinness Book of Records for the longest cookathon. He said, okay. Then he invited media houses. These media houses never checked graphic showbiz. All the media houses were there. All the major ones were there. This country, all the major ones were there. And nobody bothered to check. Nobody bothered to check to see if this guy was really the legitimate record holder or not. They did not bother. When the date was due, they went there and they went to his conference, and the conference was nice. But this guy hired people to print him a Guinness record. So nice. And he presented it to the media. And they congratulated him. He did all that he has to do as a conference. It Why? Afterwards, then boys start to hashtag Guinness Books of Records, World Guinness Book of Records, and then it prompted them and they responded that no, it didn't happen. This guy actually did not apply, or whether he applied, but he applied on the wrong source. He did not after his cookathon, he did not submit his results, and they never sent him any confirmation of he being the record holder. So how did he get all those things? And how come these media houses who claim to be giving truth, accurate information, truth findings, whatever they call themselves, didn't even check before going there? So you see, Ghanaians will be calling other people that they are fraudsters, they are that, black Americans or Nigerians are fraudsters. Meanwhile, look at all these things that I have mentioned. Over 4 things that I have just mentioned off head without thinking. I just knew all these things. We even had that lady, what do they call her? Nana Banamoa, photoshopping Old Trafford. But her own she was sacked by the media house. Look at all these things. All these things happened in this country at the back of media houses. This media, hey! You see, these are the things. I'm not even talking about the gatekeeping part that the media people does. That when I commit a crime and I'm wealthy, I pay them, and they change the story for me. That's what they does. That's what they've been doing for a long time. They give, before social media, this media house gives you information that they want you to hear. What actually happened, they don't give you that. You remember the Medina atomic fire, when that Joy FM journalist came out and said it was a kebab guy that caused the fire outbreak, and finance research and the other finance shows that it was wrong. His conclusion was really wrong. It was just fast thinking. There's a book here called Thinking Fast and Slow. He was thinking fast. He was not considering thinking slow. Taking step by step thinking. That's what we call slow thinking. It doesn't mean that you're a slow person. No. It doesn't mean that your brain works slowly. No. What this book says that thinking fast and slow means that when a lady just gets to you, and when a lady just cries out of a room and says, "This guy raped me," so many people will agree to it because they were thinking fast. Yeah, when the guy come out and say it's a lie, they won't agree because they were thinking fast. They refuse to think slow. If you think slow, you get to a conclusion to know raping the girl, that guy will lose, what he has to lose in raping the girl, and what he don't have to lose in raping the girl, to find out or it actually happened or not. You need to do investigation to find out, step by step investigation, step by step thinking. That's what we call slow thinking. I'm not saying that when a lady say this guy raped me, it's not true. No, it can be true, it can be false. Stop thinking fast. There are instances that you need to be fast thinking, but most of the times, think slow. These media houses, wow, can just deceive Ghanaians like this. No, if the guy had gone to La Palm Royal and then do his own with his own phone camera and then post it on social media, I wouldn't have been talking about media houses. But this guy invited media houses and they went there from newspapers to radio and TV stations, and they were all there. They were all there without checking. How? And it didn't take one day. And when the guy announced it takes some days. It takes days. And you can't even check. You can't even contact Guinness Book of Records. Wow. This is the country we live in.